Welcome to Business Innovators Radio, featuring industry influencers and trendsetters sharing proven strategies to help you build a better life right now.
Today's guest is Daven Michaels. He's a best-selling New York Times author and CEO of 123 Employee. Welcome, Daven.
Oh, thanks, Richard. It's great to be here.
Describe your perfect prospect. Who do you help?
Well, that's my little puppy barking there. As you know, I'm founder and CEO of 123 Employee. We're the premier outsourcing centers in the Philippines. And we really have two sort of groups of people that we work with. One is medium-sized businesses. And for medium-sized businesses, we do basically customer service. So it's inbound, outbound voice, ticketing, and chat support. What we're most known for is our small business clients. And we work with small businesses all over the globe and some of the biggest thought leaders on the planet. And for them, we do all the busy stuff in their business. So we do internet marketing, social media, telemarketing, back office tasks, transcription, inbound, outbound voice, ticketing, and email support. And basically, it's kind of everything. And that's basically virtual assistant services. So our mission at 123 Employee is to rescue lifestyle-starved entrepreneurs, give them their time back and their lives back. And that's really what we do for entrepreneurs. That's our business. And we've been doing it for nearly a decade now.
Wow. So what are the two or three main problems, real or perceived, that you help solve for them?
Sure. Yeah, well, once again, for the two different types of businesses. So for medium-sized businesses, we're pretty commoditized businesses. So for them, really, we increase their productivity and lower their costs. But for small businesses, the biggest challenge that small businesses have today is one, we call it do myselfitis. And that's because today, because of technology, you could technically do everything in your business that you wanted to. I mean, if you really wanted to do sales, distribution, branding, marketing, PR, I mean, you could do all this stuff because technology makes that possible. Now, for you to really do that, you'd probably need about a 72-hour day. So the reality is that's not possible. And so as a result, we find that entrepreneurs have more on their plate than they ever have in the history of the planet, but they're getting less and less done. So that's really where we come in. That's where we help entrepreneurs get leverage in their business. Usually we work with small businesses, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs that really don't have a big budget for staff. And so we're able to offer that kind of staffing in a very inexpensive manner. It's something virtual, so they can still run their business from wherever they want. They can have the virtual lifestyle, but they have freedom. And that's really, the challenge that we help entrepreneurs through is we help them to, not micromanage, instead to, delegate and outsource in their business.
Excellent. What are the one or two popular misconceptions about outsourcing, Daven, and the results it will get for them?
Yeah, sure. That's a really good question. I think at the core of every entrepreneur is a micromanager. I think the two biggest challenges that entrepreneurs have when it comes to marketing is when it comes to outsourcing is one, they run out of things to give their virtual assistant, and two, they get too busy to manage. And these are huge challenges. So one is, entrepreneurs, they come up with some initial tasks to get started, but then they kind of run out of things for their virtual assistant to do. And that can be a challenge. And then also they get so busy and wrapped up in their business that it's hard for them to find the time to manage their people. Now, we have overcome this challenge. We've actually done it by a membership site that we created where we post new tasks every single week, to our clients. But for those people that, might be listening to this, not currently using our services as of yet, there's just a real simple exercise that I always recommend people do. So I always say, grab a sheet of paper, and on that sheet of paper, draw a line down the middle. And on the left-hand side, make a list of your tasks, just everything in your business. And then on the right-hand side, you're going to label that IGAs, and IGA stands for income generating activities. So as you, I'm sure would agree, Richard, there's about 1,000 tasks you can do every day in your business, but there's only a small handful that creates immediate bottom line results. And that's what I call IGAs, or income generating activities. So on the left-hand side, you're going to have your list of all these tasks. On the right-hand side, you're going to have the IGAs. Now, then what I tell people to do is I say, hey, on the right-hand side where your IGAs are, circle all the tasks that could be outsourced or delegated to somebody else. And then there are going to be some things on that right-hand side that you're just going to think, you know what, that's really proprietary to me and I can't be replaced. But then I take a step back and say, you know what if you had 30 days to do a total brain dump with your virtual assistant? Then what tasks could you outsource? And then circle those. And then on the left-hand side, you're just going to have all your other tasks. So I always say to start with the IGAs. Start with getting the IGAs off of your plate, the income-generating activities, because if you can start by doing that, now your virtual assistants will be generating revenue for you. And at that point, you can then afford to scale more because they're actually generating revenue for you. But then the next step will be go to your left-hand side and grab all those tasks that are really taking your time away, because at the end of the day, there's, your time is finite. There's only a certain, a small amount of it that's available. And by you taking tasks off your plate, creating more time for yourself, that in the end is going to equate to more money anyways. And then finally, I always tell people when it comes to the day-to-day of working with your virtual assistant, you want to have two sets of tasks there also. So one is just, what you want them to do for that day or for that week, whatever the goals are. And then on the left-hand side, maybe just a list of evergreen tasks. And these could be like posting to your social media, maybe some branding activities, that kind of thing, maybe some marketing activities. And that way, when your virtual assistant is, no longer busy, they can just jump over to those evergreen tasks and take care of that stuff. Not only do we ask our clients what they're most happy with, we also asked our employees, what they like the most about their job, what they don't like about their job. And the number one thing that our employees don't like about their job is when they're not busy. And that's because about 65% of our workforce comes in at midnight and works till 9:30 in the morning. And that's because about 65% of our clients are in the US, 35% is Europe, Asia, and the rest of the world. And so, when you think about it, when our employees come in, they come in at midnight. If they're not busy at 3 in the morning, what are they going to do? They're going to fall asleep at their desk. Now, if you remember the last time you fell asleep at your desk, you probably woke up and went to bed. But our employees don't really have that luxury because they're at work. So really, they just want to, be busy, get their work done, and then go about their day. So really, the best thing you do is just keep them busy. They love that. So there you go.
Okay, great stuff. What do you think is the main reason that a person most decides not to be a client of yours, Daven? Is it the cost, the time involved, maybe in training the outsourcer? What other things can you think of?
Yeah, I'd like to think that it's not the cost, because we're, pretty inexpensive, especially compared to hiring somebody locally. But I think that some entrepreneurs find it daunting to manage an employee. A lot of entrepreneurs, are solopreneurs and they haven't had employees. And so they don't really understand the nuances. They don't really know where to get started. And that's really one of the things that we made it pretty easy to do at 123 Employee. We have a lot of trainings around what we do. We have a lot of ways to help our clients, sort of get through managing their first employee and then growing from there. But yeah, that's probably the one thing. If there's any sort of barrier to entry, it's usually just our prospects, not being quite sure about how to manage a virtual assistant.
Okay, and can I ask how they would go about getting that first outsourcer?
Yeah, so we make it really easy at 123 Employees. So you can call us or go to our website, and you tell us what your needs are, and when you make this inquiry, there's no charge for it, and you tell us what your needs are. We then determine together how many hours you're going to need on a regular basis. Then we connect you with a project manager. That project manager is responsible for basically all your needs. and then you're up and running. And we make it really easy for you. I mean, it's a very simple, seamless process, and about 85% of the time we get it right, and you're really happy. The other 15% of the time you might be like, oh, maybe this employee isn't exactly a perfect match for me. And if that's the case, we just, find a new employee for you. Not a big deal. It's very easy peasy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, Daven, that you'd like to add, perhaps for the listeners in regards of outsourcing?
Yeah, well, when it comes to, hiring virtual assistants and what have you, the reality is a lot of entrepreneurs and solopreneurs try to do it themselves. And unfortunately, there's absolutely no way you'll ever scale a business if you're doing everything yourself. It's just not possible. And so today, the concept of a virtual assistant really allows you to begin to hire employees but not spend a lot of money. And it's certainly the way that you can scale a business. And, we'd love to give you more information. If you, simply go to 123employee.com, you can request information. We've got a whole bunch of free goodies on the website, or just give us a buzz, and we're open 24/7, and you can pick our brains, and we're happy to help.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Daven, for your time.
Thanks for listening to Business Innovators Radio. To hear all episodes featuring leading industry influencers and trendsetters, visit us online at businessinnovatorsradio.com today.